Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be going over my presets and then my settings in Rocket League. I've seen quite a few comments wondering about my settings and what my designs are, so I'm going to be going over them today. So for my camera, I have a 110 field of view, 250 distance, 80 for the height, -4 angle, zero point 0.5 stiffness, and then the swivel speed, transition speed, and demolition transition time are more personal preference, but easier on screen. So for steering sensitivity, I have 1.75, and then same for aerial sensitivity. My controller dead zone is 0.15, and my dodge dead zone is 0.8. Here are my interface settings. Now, obviously, this is more personal preference, so you see what I have. You can pause the video if you want to look at them more in detail, but I'm not going to read it off because it's more personal preference and what you like. For my video settings, I'm mostly set up for performance over quality. I just want my game to run at a higher performance, so I set my settings so that they are low quality, so I get better performance. Then audio, obviously again, personal preference and chat and everything else. Stuff. Alright, but now getting into the interesting part. So the Black Fennec, no decal, anodized pearl. You only really have to worry about the first one, but this blue, and then this for the secondary. I mean, this is a very basic design. A lot of people use French Fennec. Cristiano wheels. I use Box's mod for Alpha Boost for a lot of things, but you can use standard, sparkles, whatever for it, and then whatever goes what you want, and then just classic trail, which you can change to your own. Sometimes I use a titanium white laser wave 3, but again, it's personal preference on what you use. And then here, some of you guys may recognize this, one of the Zen's presets. So I have Black Fennec, the ombre decal, and here I have anodized for every single paint finish. Then the bottom right purple, this dark red for the secondary, and then maybe a dark pink here, and a dark blue for secondary there, and all anodized. Sometimes I use Cristianos, but a lot of times I use Gold Silver Wheels Alpha Rewards. And here, I kind of bounce between using Alpha Booster Sparkles and whatever Ghost Explosion trail you want. I know here, I use Black Fennec once again, Titanium White mainframe, and then with dark blue and the secondary black, and a dark red secondary black. Wheels, I bounce between using titanium white Zombos or black Sterns. I've been using Zombos more recently though. Use Alpha Boosters, looks really clean with this. And sometimes I use Sparkles or just regular standard. For Orange Team, I use a regular Fennec, and for Blue Team, I use the black Fennec, no decal. For this, anodized pearl for everything. For blue team, the dark purple, and then a dark red secondary. And then a lot of you might recognize this is Daniel's design. So a middle purple, and then like another like really light burnt orange. Cristiano wheels, alpha boost, and this a really clean design bluster bar. Black Fennec using bluster bar decal. Have top right purple and then black. He anodized primary for both, and then I actually use Toon Sketch, but you could use something like matte or glossy or use like anodized or anodized pearl. They're all super clean. Then here bottom right, and then black secondary, and then Cristiano wheels and alpha boost. Another thing is like purple standard, pink standard. I sometimes have used a rainbow boost. All looks pretty clean with this. Here a dark preset. Just a regular octane using the wings decal. Anodized pearl primary, matte secondary for both sides. So then this blue right here, and then the dark red for orange team. And then OEMs. I mean, you could use something else. Like I don't know if you use like Stearns or maybe Reaper, but I just stick with regular OEMs, and that's what dark uses here. I bounce between Alpha Boost, Sparkle Standard. A lot of time I tend to use Alpha Boost. This is a really solid design that I like. So it's regular Octane on Orange Team, Crimson Neural Network, Blue Team, Cobalt Neural Network. On Blue Team, you use this blue, and then this for the secondary, and then primary for orange, secondary for orange. I just use OEMs. And then this one I bounce between, again, Alpha Boost, Sparkles, and Standard. For this, I use Black Fennec, Bluster Bar Decal, Anodized Pearl for primary, and Matte for secondary for both sides. I use this, like, dark teal, black secondary, and then like a gold primary for the orange team, and then black secondary. Cristianos and Alpha Boost again. This one looks really clean. I use black octane with the 20XX decal. We use a dark blue for primary on blue side, black secondary, and then a dark red for orange, and then black is the secondary. Here, I sometimes use titanium white reapers, but most of the time I use the goldstone wheels, and then alpha boost for the boost. And here, black fennec with no decal. Once again, using anodized pearl on every side. Here, like a dark teal, and then that pink for secondary, and then this gold color, and then same the pink for secondary color. All anodized pearl. I use Cristianos, and then alpha boost. Just looks really clean. Could also use um standard, but I prefer alpha boost. And then here a similar like concept for design. I use a default fennec, no decal, anodized pearl for all the paint finishes. Blue team, you have this primary, and then this for the secondary. I just think it looks really well together. And then for orange team, this primary, and then here for the secondary. Cristiano wheels. I mean, you could do something like OEMs. OEMs also look clean, but I prefer Cristianos. And then Alpha Boost. Alpha Boost really looks good, especially like with the kind of the gold and like the bright orange um color on this car. And here one that I feel like I don't use as much and don't like as much, but it's still a really nice design. So I have the black Fennec, cluster bar for the decal, then camo primary for both sides, so something a little different, and then glossy secondary. So this dark blue here, and then white secondary, and then dark red and orange. Yeah, feel free to stop the video at any point to look at the designs to get more, look at it more in depth. And then for this, Cristiano wheels, and then Alpha Boost. This is a pretty old preset, but Black Octane. I mean, I prefer Black Octane, but you could also do like say primary or default. Default Octane looks pretty good on this as well, but I just prefer going with Black Octane because it fits in really good with the black for the secondary. MG88 for the decal, and then dark blue, and then black secondary, and then this red, and then this black for the second, and black for the secondary. This one looked really clean with titanium white reapers. That's this is the best wheel that I've seen to use with this, and that's what I use. And then a lot of times I use Alpha Boost, but Sparkles also looks really clean with it. And then another super clean one, Shisa with black octane, Shisa decal, this light blue, like cyan, for blue team, black secondary, glossy for both, and then this pink and then black secondary, glossy for this side as well. And this one I also use titanium white reapers, and then alpha boost. Right here, this one I think this was used by Raised Bull in the RLCS. It's a black fennec, bluster bar decal again. Uh, this blue for primary, and then like a purple for secondary. Then this orange, this purple, matte for primary on both sides, and then glossy secondary. Cristiano wheels and alpha boost once again. So this is probably one of the cleanest presets I've used. It's, I think, a dark preset, but it's default octane using the kilowatt decal, so something a little different. So dark blue primary, and then black for the secondary, and then this red, orange team, and then black secondary again. Using titanium white reapers looks the cleanest with this, in my opinion, and then alpha boost as well. Also, like some like sparkles or standard goes really well with it as well. But here's this one. This one I think is a bit of a newer design that I've come upon. It's default octane with the MG88 Huntress decal. So it is this color blue for primary, this for secondary, a little bit darker secondary, and then this red for primary, and then this red for secondary. Using the Cristiano wheels. I mean, there could be other ones you could bounce between. I feel like OEM looks pretty solid for it. Maybe like some like Black Stern or Black Dicey, and then Titanium White Reaper, but I prefer Cristianos. And then Alpha Boost for this design. Okay, this one is another really clean one that I've used. It's Black Fennec with the Bluster Bar again, with dark purple for primary, and then this red for secondary, and then kind of like burnt orange primary for the orange team, and then this yellow for secondary, and it's anodized pearl for all of the paint finishes. using Cristianos and Alpha Boost. It just Alpha Boost really fits well with like the secondary of orange, and then the contrast just works very well on blue team. And this one's really clean. This is just default Fennec. It's a couple-year old RLCS decals, Dignitas Home, with Cristiano wheels and then Alpha Boost. It's just such a clean preset to play with. This is actually one that I designed, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it is probably one of my favorite ever. I'm really proud of this design. So it's a black octane using the crimson neural network. So it's this kind of purple primary for blue side, and then white secondary, and then like a dark gold primary for the orange team, and then like a kind of a purple, like a dark blue kind of purple secondary. I use black Sterns for orange team on this, and then white Reapers for the blue team on this. Looks really nice. And then Alpha Boost, and then also sometimes I use Sparkles, which also looks really good on it. So here, this is a black octane. This is one of the Adidas decals, the Costa Rica. I can't remember if these were free or not with challenges. But using the titanium white Reapers and Alpha Boost, this is just a really nice one to use in game. So this one is really similar to the Bluster Bar. It's just using a different decal. So it's Black Fennec once again. It's the Ribbon HBF. So this is very similar to the other one, just different. It's just different decal. So it's this dark purple, black secondary, and then top right for the orange team, black secondary. Anodized pearl primary for both sides, and then glossy secondary for the paint finish. Cristiano wheels, and then Alpha Boost for the boost. And then sometimes I feel like that looks really nice is purple standard for blue team, and then pink standard for the orange team, or just mixing them apart, or you're just using one. Still looks really nice. I think this was one that Atao used, I think in Worlds. I'm not sure, it might have been older, but it's a black Fennec with the Carmine Core decal from this past RLCS season with gray OEMs. Now, I mean, Cristiano's also look good, or you could go with something else like black wheel. Say black OEMs, but gray OEM fits really well with the color of this decal. Like it's a really dark navy blue, so it fits really well. And then Alpha Boost for the boost. This is another really clean one. So it's the default Fennec, no decal, anodized pearl for everything. So it's this purple, and then and then this yellow for secondary, and then this pink, and then kind of the same, the yellow for secondary. It looks really nice. The Cristiano wheels, and then the Alpha Boost. It fits in really nice with the secondary color. And this is another really clean RLCS decal is the Oxygen. Now it doesn't. I sometimes use it on the Fennec and the Octane, but it just looks really clean either way with like the rainbow color. But I use Cristianos for the Fennec and then Alpha Boost for both. And then for the Octane, I use Titanium White Reapers instead. I think it just looks nicer than like Cristianos on a dark wheel. And this is a really simple but really nice preset. It's a black Fennec with stripes, decal. This really nice purple, white secondary, and then this red, white secondary. Glossy paint finish across the board. And the titanium white Zamba, you could use something like Cristiano or something else. That can be personal preference. Maybe even like something like Black Dicey. And then Alpha Boost as well. Top it off. It just looks really, really nice. This is one of the cleaner designs that have been used recently. It feels really nice in game. So it's a default octane, wings for the decal, this like blue for primary, and then black secondary, and then top right for orange side and black secondary. I actually use so it's anodized pearl primary and then crossword secondary. It a little unorthodox, but it looks and plays really nice. And then gold steel wheels and alpha boost. Now here's another really clean one. It's the default Fennec, no decal, anodized pearl across the board. It's just dark purple and this like tan and this orange and then pink with the goldstone wheels and alpha boost. And then this, I believe, was used by Seiko in the World Championship for LCS. So it's a black Fennec with nitty gritty decal So it's this light blue primary for the blue team, and then like it's a really, really dark like purple. It's not quite black, but it looks almost like it and it feels really nice. It's pearlescent primary and anodized secondary. And then for orange team, you have top right for primary, and then the same dark purple for the secondary. And then it's matte primary paint finish and anodized secondary paint finish using Cristiano wheels. So I prefer Alpha Boost with this, but standard also looks really nice for this preset. This preset is one I've been getting questions about recently. It's probably one of my favorite ones to use uh, over the past couple weeks. So it's a black Fennec using the Bluster bar. It's the bottom right for blue, basically kind of a black secondary, and then this bottom right on orange team in the black. And then for both sides, anodized pro primary and anodized secondary. Using the titanium white Zambas, I think it just looks really well with it. But also Cristiano looks very nice. And then Alpha Boost for it. And this one is probably one of my favorite designs ever. So it's using the new BMW 1 Series RLE in the Rocket Pass, using Cobalt Neural Network for the blue team, and then Crimson Neural Network for the orange team, sorry. And then it's this light blue for primary and then white secondary. On the car, this looks like dark orange, but it's this orange for primary for orange team, and then white secondary, then titanium white Zambas and Alpha Boost. This one I feel is super clean. I mean, I always like presets that are black or have like black background to it. So it's the Black Fennec, and this is using the Satanist decal, which was recently at Item Shop. And it's this really nice blue primary, black secondary, and then this pink primary, black secondary, using titanium white Zambas, which it goes really nice in contrast with how dark it is. It just looks really nice. And then Alpha Boost, once again, the contrast, having the bright boost with the dark car. This one is an older one of mine, although it still is a really clean one and really nice to use. So it's default Fennec with the Gentle Mates decal from this past RLCS season, with Cristiano wheels, and then Alpha Boost. But standard also looks nice on it. I sometimes bounce between the two. Thank you so much for watching. That's a lot of the presets that I use or have right now that I can bounce between. If you like the Rocket League content, go ahead and like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.